Hello everyone, this is Michael Vasquez. Of course, one of the board members of BC Adopt a Park, that's right. And we are in Otsiningo Park in Broome County, and we are having our first annual Medieval LARP event on September 18th. It's going very well. You see some of the players in the background, just a few of the people that have come out to the event. And we're taking a quick moment break from the event, and I know everyone wants to get back to the cash prizes that we're going to have for the competition. But we wanted to speak with one of the players who happens to be with Novitas, which is one of the local organizations that does this on a regular basis. And please, just introduce yourself, and either by your character name or your name, how you want to do it.
My real name is Steve Giles. The character that I play up in Novitas is Otsiningo Park, and I am one of the members that came down through. I live in Binghamton, and I came down through here to check this all out. It's been actually a wonderful time here. Do you have any questions that you'd like to ask?
Oh, absolutely. We have a lot of questions. I know a lot of people do, and we'll try and be short because we want you to get back into the competition. But one is, LARPing is live action role play. A lot of people think of it from Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings. It's pretty popular in movies. Can you tell us what is live action role play?
So live action role play is more of a mix of what you see in the movies, like Lord of the Rings, or playing video games like Skyrim. But instead of being with a controller or while you're sitting down, we actually physically go and do it in real life. If we want to go fight somebody with a sword, we have foam swords that we use, and we're able to actually go and hit the people, so we're not actually harming them, but that we can act out the damage and act out the inflicting the pain of magic, of, you know, the emotional ties to our characters that we have. So it becomes more of a experience than just sitting playing with a video controller or going out and watching a movie.
Okay. Now, one of the things I know a lot of people always ask is, oh my God, look at the outfit, look at the equipment. Some of the people, I mean, you see here, I just showed it, and some of the other pictures and video we've already put out. There's some nice gear there. Is that required? Is that what everyone does?
It depends on the LARP, I'll be honest with you. Some LARPs do have a lower bit of a requirement for it, but I feel that for the immersion of a LARP to really be there, you should get into the character and the spirit, which requires the clothing as well. There's many different types of LARP that are even from like modern day, like vampire LARPs, where a lot of people will go in suits and ties, to post-apocalyptic LARPs like Fallout and Dystopia Rising, which is about zombies, that they'll go in like tattered war clothes and, you know, whatever they can find to make a costume fit. And it costs either a little bit of money or a little bit of creativity, but it definitely helps with the immersion and how you feel that your character is and how the world itself around you is.
Okay. So there's different groups, some of them on the higher end, some are more lower end, newbie friendly.
Yes.
And people can see in the background there's some people who are just in jeans and shirts, and some are dressed up like yourself. So that's a couple of the different groups. I know another one is Dagger.
Yes, Dagger here is a group that is also, there's a few players around Binghamton as well, but it's mostly up north a little bit for us, Utica area. Okay. The group that also runs Schools in Novitas has a DAG group as well. And DAG is more of a full contact sport than really a LARP itself. There's a little bit less role play and a lot more of the fighting. For the most part, it's all about the fighting up there. Your swings are going to be a little bit harder. Your weapons are going to be a little bit sturdier. If you want to have armor on the field, you actually physically have to have the armor on the field. And then from there, it kind of diverges into more of the role play aspects. Amp Guard is a local one that we have at Rec Park. Then they do more of the casting spells and more of the somewhere in the middle range of combat, casting, and roleplay as well.
And those are some of the people we see in the background who are just in jeans and regular clothes, and
you can come in jeans and regular clothes, and as well as most things are, they are a lot they're newbie friendly. But they also encourage people to dress up and, you know, bring some more of the immersion to the game. It is still a medieval fighting and role-playing game, so it is about immersion.
Okay. Let me ask you, is it hard to get into this?
I would say no. 100% I would say no. I've been LARPing personally for, oh God, 11 years now. I'm old. I actually started at a tier group over at BU back when I was 14. And I met some of my closest friends there, and even just then, it was, you know, pool noodles and PVC pipe that we would make our weapons out of, and from there the hobby, not just with us, but in a general sense, the hobby's exploded in that 10 years since I've been watching. There's places all over that are becoming LARPs. There's a lot more interest in like the arts and science of medieval times to make things more period and authentic. And it's definitely shown even with like mass media that you see a lot more things of LARP, even though some of them are satirical and some of them are more informative. You can see it getting picked up a lot by just everyone in general about the hobby.
Okay. And by the way, for folks to see, yep, we have some pool noodles here for any of the newbies that would come by. So, yeah.
This is what I started with a long time ago. But.
And now you have someone grab.
I was gonna say, yeah, I've got this guy. That's Altair Nemesis custom made. At the game that we play, it's called the Sword of Life and Death that I have here. It's painted up really nice. It's got a very nice skull on the hilt for it, but it's aesthetics. It does a couple things in our game that are special, but for the most part, the weapons have gotten a lot safer and a lot looking prettier. So, compared from round tech pool noodles.
Okay. Are there a lot of rules? Is it hard to understand?
No, I don't. It depends on the LARP, I will say that, but at least for the LARPs that I've been to, Aimguard's rule set is pretty simple and basic. I know Kings of Novitas rule set is, if you can count to 4, you've mastered 90% of our system. We do have magic in our game, but all the spells say exactly what they do, like Charm, Dominate, Heal Body. And there are some definite LARPs that have a little bit more rule set requirements. Nero's one that comes to mind that I know has a very larger rule book. But it's more about finding the rule balance that fits you and also the aesthetic that fits you as well.
Okay. If people are interested in this and they want to get involved, how are they going to get in touch?
So for Kingdoms of Novitas, we actually have our own website, www.kingdomsofnovitas.net, and I'm sure you'll have a link on the website for them.
I will.
And from there, you can see pictrs from the site. There's a player's corner that has our character sheet and our rule book on it, and we have a very open and active forum as well on the sheet. For Ampguard, it is Two Rivers Point on Facebook is their main source of communication, and Dago Here is just a main website of www.dagohere.com.
Okay. And now we're looking. This is the first annual, so everything starts off small, like
it's
everything.
Very true.
Everything builds from there, and we've been talking about it on. We're going to be talking about it more on Magic 101.7 on WMBF. Talking about showing out the video on YouTube, and we'll share it with you guys. But for people to see some of the stuff, including me, yes, I got into costume and got involved. It's kind of fun.
It's definitely fun. It's definitely an experience. It's something that I can definitely say is an acquired taste. I've seen a lot of my friends who've come out and tried it and never liked it, and I've got a lot of my friends who've come out and tried it and they haven't put it down since. A lot of my college friends, out of all the college friends that I've taken up there, about 3 or 4 of them stay quite kind of regularly, and a few of them, they stick to video games or movies because that's what they're more accustomed to. But it's definitely something that you should come out and try at least once. It's always a good time.
Now I see. I just want to show off the spear that you were using before, so people see it in the battles. It looks like it's one of your favorite pieces here. Am I right?
It's definitely the one I'm more accustomed to using. My personal weapons right now are actually getting repainted. Like I said, we are painting the weapons for different abilities and things in our game. So I'm actually borrowing this from a friend of mine, as well as the Sword of Life and Death I'm borrowing. But I'm definitely accustomed to full weapons from a lot of different systems. And it definitely, I'm not such a good fighter, so having the extra range on this is definitely something I look forward to. And it's more about finding the balance and finding what exactly fits you very well.
Okay.
Even our game, we have throwing weapons and tag bags as well that we can cast spells on. So it's very open to finding exactly what fits you for a combat sense. And if you're not in a combat, if you don't want to get hit all the time, finding ways to get yourself out of combat. Either by dissipating into the ether is one of our spells as well, or just even being an active participant and playing music. We have quite a few musicians at our game as well that go to the inn and they'll sit down. They'll just play music in character and as NPCs and just entertain the people.
Okay. So there's non-combat roles in all this too?
Yes.
Okay. And let's see, if I were to say, now we're looking forward to next year. Obviously, we're going to get bigger and better. We're going to do a couple more events, maybe even have you guys come out to a couple of events. For people who were... We're going to get bigger and better. Looking forward to that next year?
I'm absolutely looking forward to it this year. I was looking forward to it this year. I'm glad I came out. I'm glad I met everyone who was here, and I'm definitely looking forward to it growing and becoming a staple in the community so I can share something that I'm just extremely passionate about with the entire community itself.
Well, on behalf of Adopt a Park, we love to bring more interest into what's going on in Broome County and the areas around and some of the things that people don't know about. So we thank you for Novitas and Dad.
Thank you for having us all out here today.
And we're going to do more and more. So we thank you for that.
Thank you.